Hello everyone, welcome to this very late May plan with me. I apologize for that, but I wanted to wait until I finished all of my exams before setting this up and filming this video. So here we go. First up, I'm going to be doing a little April flip through. If you guys are interested in seeing me plan for this month, I have an entire video that will be linked in the description box. So I did this really cool 70s theme with a bunch of yellows and oranges and pinks. I printed out a ton of photos from Pinterest to use throughout this month, and it really came in handy. I also used a bunch of scrapbook paper and cut out a bunch of different shapes, such as like these half circles and like other half circle-y type of things, and use those throughout. Here I have some squiggles with the scrapbook paper, and I also used some rose gold washi tape. But overall, this was so much fun to make these spreads, and they all turned out so well. And I just always looked forward to the end of the week where I could create the spread for the upcoming month. And that is it for April. Next up, I'm going to start my cover page for May. So I'm doing this green and blue garden theme. So I drew this out on a piece of paper. It's this little garden scene with these little squares of land. And in those squares of land, I am painting in various colors of green and like dark blue, I guess. Just as kind of a base for my drawing, because later on I'm going to be using some markers to kind of color on this. I think if I would have wanted to take my time, I think acrylic paint for this would have been really cool to do everything in, but I was like kind of running late and I wanted to have my bullet journal spread set up as soon as possible because of how late I started doing this. So that's kind of why I went for this technique. But I painted in, there's a little cabin, some windmills at the top, the sun, a watering can, and then once that dried, I am just drawing in these various like garden designs, I guess, with a variety of art supplies. So I have some darker or some thicker black markers for some parts, and then I'm also using my favorite black Muji gel pen. I have some broccoli on that field with some different markers, tulips. I just kind of played around with different types of markers with different thicknesses just to create some interest on the page. Also, I apologize for my disgusting looking hand with all the cat scratches and the band-aid on it, so that's fun, but I guess that's the joy of having cats that thinks attacking your hand is fun. So that's just what we gotta roll with. So here is a look at some of the finishing touches. I added some designs at the top of the little artwork piece. So I have like a little cat, some birds in the sky, some wheat, and then for the title of May, I decided to cut this out on a separate piece of paper just so it could be really bold, and I knew that if I was just going to use like white paint or white pen, it wouldn't come through as opaque as I would want it to, at least with my supplies. So I cut this out separately. I added a drop shadow to these little pieces of paper, and then I'm going to glue them on. Obviously, this was a longer name for a month. I probably wouldn't do this because it was difficult to cut out all of these little pieces, but I think it turned out well. So I glued that into my bullet journal, and the cover page is complete, and that will serve as the theme for this upcoming month. And next up, we have the monthly calendar. So I sketched this out so I had all of my lines equally partitioned on the page. And then I am drawing the calendar out with this Tombow marker in this light blue color. At the bottom of the page, I wanted to kind of keep the theme of like the little gardeny rolling hills with the green going. So I added that design at the bottom, added some little plants on that and some washi tape. I'm using this Pantone swatch for a color to kind of use as scrapbook paper because I just had it on hand and I don't really use these Pantone swatches for anything else, so I thought that it was okay. I added a little event section, an expense tracker, and then wrote out all the days of the week at the top, and here I am just coloring in the section of the calendar that is not May, just because I like to do that and it looks cool to add more color. Added some more flowers, and then this spread is complete. So it's nice and simple, but it will keep me organized throughout the month. My heart's okay. I don't know it. And last up, I have my first May weekly spread, which is honestly kind of completed already as I film this because I'm so late, but that's fine. I'm going to make it anyways. So I'm writing out May with a black Posca paint pen on the Pantone swatch and adding some drop shadows to that. And then I will cut that out to use as my little title for the page. At the bottom of the corner over here, I'm making some more of these little like patches of garden with the different green markers that I have, just coloring that in because I didn't print out any photos or have any scrapbook paper for this month because I was so short on time. So I thought this would be kind of a nice way to incorporate some different elements to my spread other than just like the days of the week.
My heart's okay. I don't know if this is love. I don't know if this is love. I don't know if.
And I decided to layer this little May title with another Pantone swatch in a darker green color to add some more texture to the page. And then I also had this leftover little square paper that I wanted to use throughout. So I'm just gluing this down on the page, layering that. And then next up, I'm going to use some washi tape around the page. This one is just a really basic print with like some zigzaggy pattern on it in white. You can barely notice it, to be honest, but that's fine. It was the only one that I had that somewhat matched my theme. So at the top corner over here, I'm adding this Pantone swatch piece, and then I'm drawing this little botanical design in there with a white Posca paint pen. And then for some other fun little decorations, I'm drawing these like half boxes or L's throughout the page to just make it more colorful because I was feeling very uninspired because I didn't have any like fun things to use on my page here. So after that, I'm going to write out the days of the week in this Tombow brush marker with the brush tip. I love this color so much, and I realized that I actually haven't really used it yet in a bullet journal since I got it. So that was fun to use, and also it looks really nice with that other green that I chose. I made a section for books because I love to read and try to keep track of the books I read each week. And then on this side I have a master to-do list, which probably won't come in handy because the week's almost over, but it's there regardless. And then with a darker green, I'm just writing out the days of the week. And that is the completed page. So super simple, but I'm going to keep on creating more May weekly spreads as the month progresses.
Conversations in my head got me conflicted with what you said.
And here's a little flip through of all of the base spreads that I did. Not like a lot, but as you can see, the color scheme is really pretty over here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this theme. Let me know what your theme is for May. I would love to hear about it. And again, I'm sorry for the late video, but hopefully there's going to be more consistent videos coming soon as I'm on a little bit of a break from school right now. So that's always exciting. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Wondering if my heart's okay. I don't know